transfer us over. Audio is live, and we are going to go live, transition it over. And I'm going to jump in the chat. Everybody, oh, look at it. We can see us. Oh, what? Jared the Vaping Goat is in the building.
What's up?
Steve Mountaineer Vapes on vacation. I think you're still on vacation, right?
Yeah, till Wednesday.
That's when you know you're dedicated, when you're on vacation and you still show up for the live stream.
And then
yeah.
And then Bill, the famous, if you need a guy to ship your product out of country and you win the giveaway from Tony B, down there. Sorry, I won't steal it all, Steve. It's your show, kind of. I guess it's all of our show, but it's your channel.
Damn it. Sorry about that.
We're all good.
I feel like we're all equal here. You know?
Yeah, true.
Oh,
I feel like I guess I can start off with, pod systems, because we were kind of talking about that a little bit.
Yeah.
What's good for vacation? I'm on vacation right now, and I've been using the Soroin products, but I don't know if I can really recommend them, man. I feel like they're garbage because the coils go dead like it.
Yeah,
and I also kind of feel like they're not good for people to have that much nicotine either, though. That's like, I'm using 35 nic, but my normal's 3. So it's like, I don't really want to jump back up to a high nicotine right now, you know? But I guess it's kind of what you got to do to.
Yeah, you take the diminished amount of hit that you've got going on there, and it kind of changes up the whole gameplay on the function. Because you definitely, it's not like you can, you vape a 3 milligram out of an RDA. If you stick a 3 milligram in a pod, it'll be like nothing, because there's just not enough production out of the device.
I believe in an RDA.
I tried that earlier, and it sucked.
In an RDA, you're multiplying it by 4. So is that it's either so if your nicotine content in an RDA is 3, then it's actually a 12. And then with a pod, I think it's more. Imagine vaping your RDA at 7 watts is probably 7 to 12 watts is probably what most pods are doing. So imagine vaping your RDA at 7 to 12 watts.
Yeah, at about a 2.1 ohm resistance. Yeah, there's a lot of little nuances that, I know that the number of that milligram really, really stands out and says, holy shit. I can straight attest. I've got 50 milligram in my Sprites, but I don't really chain vape these. I did it one time and was like, whoa, so, any other time it's just kind of like, well, all right,
I did the 50 to start out in my pod, and I knocked it down to a 35 from Naked 100. So much easier.
That's what I've been using, 35. Do you think you could stick like a 9 in it and it would still be like a hard hit?
Probably. I don't know, man. I think as far as like refillable pod systems, I think 12, if you're going to go with like a freebase nicotine, I think 12 is probably right around where you want to hit. If you want like a lighter hit with nic salts, because nic salts are a lot less throat hitty. So if you're looking for like a lighter hit with a nic salt, probably like a 25 or even an 18, because those have started to come out now.
And I want to shout out, we got Stevie J in the building, Breeze, Vaping with Ken. How's it going, buddy? Dire Thing, and chat, go ahead. The topic that everybody's, that a lot of people I'm sure are here for, we will get to, I promise you. But for now, if you want to throw things out, feel free. We'll talk about whatever people want to hear about. Right now, if you join us late, we're talking about pods.
Talking about pods and drama.
If you guys want to shout, I can't really see anything, so
I'll shout out the chat. We 69.
Yeah, because I can't really see anyone in the chat.
Who's the guy in the top left? That's Jared the Vaping Goat.
Oh yeah, no, he knows. He's being a smart ass.
Oh, I see.
My fans follow suit with me usually as far as the level of smart ass, if not worse sometimes.
Hey, you know what? I look at it this way. I'm from Jersey. If I don't bust your nuts, I don't like you.
Right, exactly.
Yeah,
that's how it is here in the Midwest too, man. If I'm not kicking you in the balls, I definitely don't want to be around you.
And I'm originally from the Midwest, so I feel it too.
Yeah.
I'm just from the western part of Virginia.
Not West Virginia, folks. Get it
I
straight.
don't see no coal on his face. I don't believe him.
That's just because it blends in now. It just blends in.
So you're from the western part of Virginia, and you were blessed without the Appalachian accent.
Nah, I'm in the north, man. I'm
okay.
close to Pennsylvania.
Okay.
Yeah, he's closer to Pennsylvania.
Okay, so basically, only when you get pissed off, then that's when the accent. You son of a bitch.
Sometimes you hear a couple yalls out of me, but that's about it.
So
I'm originally from southern Missouri, but I learned how to talk in Tulsa, Oklahoma. So
we said it looks like Larry the Cable Guy changed his name to Jared and reviews vape stuff.
I know, man. I got no sleeves. No sleeves today. It's too damn hot.
Oh, here's somebody I think I recognize. Oh, Dakota's coming. Don't worry, he's coming around 6:30. He's actually working out there right now on the floor. Schwitzensteiger.
Did the guy that made the Reverie?
What's up?
Did the guy that made the Reverie, did he get mad?
I spoke to him. Yes.
He
has since been apologized.
He's the one that was angry?
There was
actually it was his fans.
Yeah.
It was his fans. I'll tell you this. He wasn't like Stan is a super chill dude. Okay. He really is. It takes a lot to get him to that level of, oh my God. The approach at how the video was done is what set him off. Okay. It wasn't the fact that they didn't like the device. It wasn't the fact of, the things that they had to say for the most part, but the very, very uneducated attack on the device, and then just a blatant disregard for any kind of respect whatsoever. That's really what just kind of pissed him off.
Yeah, I think they went a little too Jay Hayes too fast.
Yeah. I've talked to him on Instagram a couple times before my channel had any subscribers. I mean, he seemed like a cool guy. I mean, I was talking to him about his first RDA, and I mean, he seemed like he was cool to talk to.
Oh, so. Stan is a super good dude. He really is. I mean, like I told Eric, I've been dealing with him since January. Crazy cool guy to deal with. I mean, he really is, without doubt. He's one of the most laid back guys you'll ever talk to. He really is.
And I want to say, because I also work at Phoenix with Dakota, and we all post reviews on the same channel, on the Phoenix Vapor channel. So there'll be some reviews with me, some reviews with Dakota, some with a guy named Jacoby. Two of our other vape techs do some reviews as well, but us three are the main reviewers. And we have and I was telling Jared this before the show, we have a group chat, and when things kind of exploded, because the video had been up for a few days and I hadn't really thought much about it. Last weekend I was doing stuff with my son. I was just doing my normal thing, my normal everyday Eric life, and I have a full-time regular job. The Phoenix thing is kind of a fun thing on the side, and one of the managers messaged in our little group chat and said, are you guys seeing what's happening on this video? I've just watched it finally. Is this really how you want to represent Phoenix? And so this was not something that Phoenix is okay with, just to be completely out there. And they want us to be honest, and they want us to have fun. That was when we first started doing this, and they said, we want people to start doing videos on a channel for us. They said, have fun and be honest, but they want it to be in a respectful, educational way. And if you're not being respectful and you're not being educational, then that's where I imagine that even if he had thrown, I think the spitting thing crossed the line the most. In my opinion, where I come from, that's what crosses the line. The trash can could have been funny if done right, in my view. But the spitting thing, where I come from, you spit on someone's shoe to tell them that, excuse my French, that they're a bitch. That's just kind of
honestly, they could have done it funny if they'd have thrown a little twist in there, put a trash can on the other side of the room, and while he's looking in the camera, just throw it over his shoulder and it hits the trash can. That would have been kind of funny. But he did it. You know what? I mean, it was to the point where even I was like, "Holy crap, that was worse than Jay Hayes." Because it was just straight up mean.
Well, I look at it this way. Okay, I got sent the link by one of the moderators for Vape Stew. He sent me the link and he said, dude, you're not even going to freaking believe this when you see this. And he says, I don't care that they don't like the device, but look at what the hell they're doing. and look at how they're conducting themselves and then read the description and tell me if you think it's right. So I went through and, you know, I looked at it and I read it and watched the entire video beginning to end like 3 times. And I just sat there thinking, how the hell do you say that you respect somebody and then you conduct yourself in that fashion? And the thing of it is this, okay? I'm frustrated with the fact that, yes, the way the video went down was completely unprofessional in every way. But the bigger problem is, what the hell representation does that show the community about how we are as reviewers?
Yeah.
What does that show a new person that is in the area of Phoenix Vapor and says, okay, well, I don't have time to go to the store, but let me Google search them and see what they're about. And then one of the videos pops up and they watch that. How are they going to think, okay, is this like the cool thing to do? Is this, you know, is this device really that bad? When honestly, the approach that he took doing that video was one of the most uneducated approaches I've ever seen. You know, and that's really the sad part. And it's nothing on him. It's not being disrespectful or mean in any way. But that, hands down, by almost every single reviewer in the industry that has touched that device, has said that it's a beginner's vertical builder. And he's the one that went on camera and said, this is a vertical dripper that's not designed for vertical builds. It's like, dude, have you ever built a vertical? Because that's like the easiest dripper ever to build on.
Yeah, and and actually what's funny in his, we have an update, and that's why for people who are like, you pulled it down, we pulled it down until he got his update up to do it right. And in the update, he actually says it's the easiest build deck for a vertical ever. And Jared didn't tell him to say that. That's a coincidence. He did the video over the weekend. We just haven't had time to edit it yet. And he did realize in retrospect that he could have handled it differently. And so he'll come on and say that as well.
See, I guess in my opinion, I think I didn't see any of this, so I guess I'm in like the dark, but I think just the spinning, like you said, that might have been a little bit too much.
It was a little over the top. It seemed like it was something done by a 20-year-old kid.
He is a 20-year-old kid.
Just did the thing before he acted. What was that?
He is 20.
It's a kid. He acted before he thought, you know, hey, let's throw a little shock factor in there, and didn't think about the repercussions of what he was doing.
Right.
Yeah.
And we had I will say this too, I think where some of the extreme came from is right before we recorded that, we had a team meeting, a social media team meeting, and we talked about, like, don't try to be anybody else, try to be yourself, have fun, and don't, you know, remember our audience is all people 18 and older. You don't have to, if you want to cuss, you can cuss. If you don't want to cuss, you don't have to, but like, we were kind of initially, if you watch some of the older videos, we were very PG, so to speak. And so, and we're still a month-old channel, right? So it's not like there's a whole bunch of content. But
I don't think people get that offended with. Some people do get offended with cussing, but you know what, man? I think there's a balance in my videos where, man, I'll cuss sometimes, but it's not like distasteful. I think, you know, I think you can cuss in like a funny
you can
type.
Throw a cuss in there just to make a point or emphasize a point.
Yeah, you know, like if you say the word bitch, that's kind of fun. You know what I mean?
Well, okay, like if you go watch any videos on my channel, I hold no punches. I you know, I do have some companies that send me stuff, not a lot. And it doesn't matter what it is. If something's a piece of shit, I will say it's a piece of shit. I have no problem saying it's a piece of shit, because we're all supposed to be adults. And if we can't handle a little bit of language here and there, what the fuck are you doing on YouTube? You know, I mean, at the end of the day, say what you're going to say, be who you are, because the reality that you imply on a video is the growth that the channel will have. If you can absolutely stand up and just show people how real that you really can be, not just, I want to be like this guy because he's got this many subscribers. Screw that shit. Just be yourself. The subscribers will come.
Right. And
I started my channel October 4th of last year, and a few reviewers noticed me. A few reviewers shouted me out, and my channel is up to almost 2,400 at this point. Less than a year. And it's just because I am who I am. I'm no different on camera or off camera. I just don't give a shit. That's really the best way to be.
I want to respond to a couple comments. The team meeting had nothing to do with the video. The team meeting, my point was that before they recorded that video, it had nothing to do with that video. What actually happened is the Reverie, a customer came in and asked if someone would review it, and Dakota took it and said he'd do it. and gave it to us. But the team meeting was not about the Reverie video. What the team meeting was that we didn't have to be PG, and the video was recorded after that. So I think everything was fresh in everyone's mind. Let's go as over the top as we can. And they're trying to find that happy medium. I get it, right? I'm not
happy medium between Tony B and Jay Hayes.
Right, something like that. And I'm not defending what happened per se. We've talked about this already. Him and I, again, the update video is not up. He knows that it wasn't the greatest choice. And the other thing is, someone else said the channel's been up since October 2016. I don't know that that's the case. You might be on the wrong channel. The first video was up about 3 months ago, and it was one 30-second cloud video. The first review was up about a month ago.
Sometimes when you have a YouTube account, it'll say like it's been there for so long.
Yeah, because
my channel that I've been there longer. I haven't even been on YouTube for a year, and it said that I've been here for a year. So
yeah, mine's the same way. I actually I started the YouTube channel under one of my emails in like June of last year, but I didn't actually post a video until October 4th. So yeah. It shows whatever the conception date of the channel is. And no, look, now Eric, I told you in the emails that we had back and forth that I had a couple of really solid screw ups that I had to learn from.
Right.
Okay. If you don't mind, I'd like to tell you my worst one.
Yeah, I'm all for it.
I mean, because I mean, you know, what they did on the video was an absolute stomp on their pecker. I mean, that's exactly what it is. They just pulled that sucker out and stomped on it. I did the same after watching one video from Jay Hayes. Okay, and I'm not saying anybody's got to like Jay Hayes. You don't. It's up to you. But I watched one video, and it happened to be the Snowwolf V-Fang, where he's repeatedly referring to the mod as the Transformer dick. You know, and I just got the mod. Yeah, I know. I had just got the mod. And I liked the mod, and I watched that one review, and my thought initially, without looking any further into the guy, without educating myself about who he was exactly, I just went on camera, and I was like, this guy's a douchebag, blah, 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 for like 20 minutes. I shit you not. Dude, I swear to God, I fucking lost my mind on that video. Just calling him. I mean, I wasn't attacking him directly, but I was more attacking his persona on camera, you know? Right. And it just, you know, uneducated approach, very stupid thing to do. And I left it up for the longest freaking time because it had like 4 views. I didn't give a shit. You know, my channel was small. And then one day, one of his hazers caught wind of it, and they sent it to him. And then all of a sudden, no, the funny thing is the hazers didn't come after me, only Jay. And he came after me in the most professional approach. And this is actually how me and him got to started talking, and we still talk fairly frequently to this day. It pretty much happened that he came on there with the most professional response I think I've ever seen for somebody to get and shoot out like that. And all he said is, hey, man, you don't have to like me. Here's how my rating scale works. Here's a video of me explaining my rating scale. You know, if you don't like me, just don't watch. Very, very, very professional. And the stupid thing was, and this is no bullshit, 10 days before he saw that video, my intent was to actually pull it down because I had gone through at the 200 posted video mark, and I went back and looking at, I wanted to pull 10 or 20 videos that were just garbage, and that was one of them. And I had gotten busy and I didn't pull it, and then sure as shit, he found it. It was like, well, shit, you know, and it was, you know, it was a really stupid thing that I did, and I owned it. I came on camera and apologized and absolutely said that it wasn't anything that I did, you know, or it wasn't anything that anybody else did, but it was all on me, and that was that, you know. Everybody makes dumb mistakes. It's a matter of how you conduct yourself after the fact.
Mine's not as bad as that, but mine was when I reviewed Jay Hayes' RDA, actually. I was like maybe 10 videos into being a reviewer. And,
I remember that.
And not only did he was actually pretty cool, because I actually had talked to him before I bought his RDA, and like I kind of watched his videos a little bit, but he actually liked my review, but his I guess hazers didn't like it. They thought I was like hating on it.
Yeah.
I just didn't like the RDA because it wasn't for me, and I was being honest. And then people kind of attacked me in the comments because he posted my video on his wicks and coils, and they attacked me on there a little bit. But I mean, other than that, I don't think my video was a little bit too long, but I wanted to give it a good review. But I learned from that you can't have a 20-minute video. And I don't know. That's something I learned from. And that's why my videos are very short and kind of very to the point. And that's it. Because from that, people like ripped me apart on that video.
My 502 video is 43 minutes long, and I don't give a shit. I don't care.
Granted, I only have a couple videos, but I keep them short because I've noticed there is a severe ADD generation out there. You're not going to pay attention for more than a 10-minute video. So keep it short.
One of the things I tell my subscribers all the time is, yes, I'm going to post videos as thorough as possible. Some are going to be longer. Some are going to be shorter. Watch what part of the video you like and have a nice day. That's good enough for me.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I think if the video if it has enough information in it, it doesn't matter how long it is. But some do go longer because the product deserves more time. And it deserves more to talk about. Other things like pod systems, they can be done in about 5.
Yeah, 5-10, you're good to go.
That's it.
So whenever you guys are ready for me to grab Dakota,
pull him by his hair, drag him in.
1 second.
Grab him by his pee-pee.
So yeah. No, I actually did a 42-minute FaceTime only review over the Zathog.
Oh.
Yeah.
Garbage. Garbage.
How's it going, boys?
Boys, that's not the way to start. Boy, you're the one that pulled your pecker out and stomped on it, and you call me a boy, huh?
Fair speech. Yeah, I really screwed up that reverie, didn't I?
Yeah, that's not a good way to start with that one, Bubba.
No, definitely not.
This is my first time meeting you. It's nice meeting you, man.
Nice to meet you, too.
Yeah, no, it is good to meet you, dude. It really is.
Yeah, we're busting your nuts, man. Trust me.
No, totally. Yeah. I understand completely. Like, I definitely did screw that video up, and there are a lot of things I wish I would have done wrong or better with it.
You got like super quiet.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know where I lost you there.
Is that better?
No, not really.
Volume got turned down.
Technical difficulties are the shit.
This is not my setup. I don't know how to use it.
Hey, I'm gonna walk away for 1 second. All right.
You're good, bud.
Is that better?
A little.
A little bit better.
Yeah, you're sound like you're about 40 feet away from the mic.
I was gonna say,
you were good when you started.
Are you saying that's not talking loud enough?
Damn, is that the dump tank?
No, that's the Titan. That's the Titan on the Titan mod.
Jeez, that's a big tank.
Yeah, I like carrying 30 mils of juice.
It's a good one.
What are you guys vaping on right now?
A lot.
A lot.
Well, here, hold on. Just not what's right in front of me. There.
Holy crap!
That's my regular buffet.
I'll do a drive-by buffet.
I can't do anything because I'm on vacation.
My Blasted Karma, my Blue Jade plug with my Haku Phenom, and a Badonka Squonk. 1 of 1.
Badonka Squonk.
That's the prototype Tyler Allen Hargrove made from Squonk Donkey.
Yeah.
With a Tobino on it.
Can you guys hear me all right?
That's all I'm on.
All I got on vacation with me right now is the Rico and Biochip RDA.
Well, here, I'll be quick with mine. Lyra kit, Noisy Cricket with a drop solo with a parallel build, Recurve with a recurve, Draco with a juggernaut, Drone with a drop dead, Rig with a warrior. Obviously, you saw the trash can tank, G-Class with a Glaz RTA, and of course, I had to put it in there, Reverie on the Dreamer.
So as far as I've come to understand, Stan's actually watching this right now, isn't he?
Yeah, he is.
Oh, well, hello, Stan.
Hello, Stan.
Since you're here, I figured now's probably a good time. I just wanted to apologize to you specifically for the Reverie video. I know amongst all the goats I got yours as well, and that's not what my intent was. So, yeah. So, Stan, I do apologize to you. The Reverie, after second attempt, turned out to be better than I thought it was originally. Still not my favorite RDA, but much better than I had originally said.
Yeah. So, see, here's what we were talking about, and here's why I approached the video and even commented to begin with. You guys took that video to the point of edgy to be edgy, you know? That's really what that was. That was, I'm going to be edgy. I'm going to do something a little different, something that people haven't seen out of me, but it was just for the sake of being edgy, not for the benefit of the community.
Yeah, it was more supposed to be like a satirical kind of thing. I wasn't really expecting to have people assume it as a real review, because wasn't necessarily my intent.
Yeah, well, I mean, look at it this way. Just like I just spoke about the Jay Hayes thing, I know you weren't listening to that. What you put on YouTube will reflect months down the road. It'll reflect a year down the road. And the problem is like I was telling Eric, one of the hiccups that you run into is that, especially early in your channel, you want to show reality. You want to show who you are. You want to show what you're about, not being edgy. You find your personality as you grow, and you grow with your subscribers. You don't grow above your subscribers, because if you do, you lose subscribers. Or they just lose interest, and then you have dead subscribers that are just sitting there doing nothing. You have no view count and everything else, and it sucks for your channel. The whole point is to grow your channel in a very, fluid way, in a very natural way, and let it happen as it's supposed to. But at the same time, to actually approach your channel with the point of reality, honesty, and integrity. And all three of those points were completely lost in that video. And the problem is that at the point of the video, sure, it's funny. From your perspective, it's funny. It's a good time. Hey, man, we did this funny shit for like 4 minutes. But 4 months from now, when somebody's looking at Times Vape, thinking about buying a Reverie, if they've only ever seen your video, they could be missing out on a great dripper.
That's true. That's why
that's the hiccup.
We are releasing an updated edition of the review after we tried a few different things. Just to kind of try and correct what we did there. But like you already said, I mean, there's a lot of growing involved in this, and that's definitely something to take a few points from.
I keep losing you again. You're getting really
I don't understand what's going on. Everything works fine for Eric.
You don't want the wrong type of viewers either. If you do a video like that, you might get viewers that you don't want, And I don't mean that in a negative way. I just feel like you're going to get people that do that kind of stuff.
Yeah, have that expectation of destruction.
And throw in the old man mentality here. No matter how good you do, always remember one sad fact: 10 attaboys can be wiped out by one aw shit. Always remember that.
Yeah, well, and look at it this way. Look at the big picture of the channel itself, because you've got two things going here. You guys are reflecting multiple reviewers out of one channel, which is great. That's great, because it's like another channel, another newer channel as well, WGD Vapes, out of UK. Yeah. It's another group of guys off of Instagram that decided to come onto YouTube. They've got a team that does different reviews at different times. It's a good idea. It's a very good idea, because you get that subtle little approach with each guy that people kind of look forward to, But at the same time, it can damage the piss out of the channel if one or two guys goes completely unhinged. And it can also, especially from your perspective, because you guys are working out of a vape shop and you're using the vape shop name as your channel, what does that do to the store?
Yeah, that's a bigger picture there.
Yeah, I mean, there's a huge level of repercussions that come into play on YouTube. And I only had two parts of it that really bugged me, because I could give a shit less if you like the device. I didn't design it. I paid for mine. It is what it is. I respect the fuck out of Stan. I absolutely do. I've dealt with the guy for months upon months. I know what kind of person he is. And I know, even though he probably won't say it, I know that kind of feeling that he probably had deep in his soul when he saw you guys spit in that motherfucker, and he saw you guys chuck it in the fucking trash can before there was ever an approach on the device. There was no table work. There was no discussion of anything. Hey, this belongs in the fucking trash. I haven't even shown you what's in it yet, but it's garbage. I mean, that kind of thing, it gives a very, very bad name for other reviewers, not just yourselves. And I'm not saying that you should have to sit there and worry about every other channel, because I'm not going to focus on what you do. You're not going to focus on what I do, because we're different people. But the overall scheme is that we're all here to do one main job. And that's, well, two main jobs, really. We're here to entertain and we're here to educate, and at the end of it all, once the big response started, you guys realized what the hell was going on. You kind of found out you didn't really do either. That's the hiccup. That's that big picture you got to look at. You got to look at it and go, oh, how bad is this going to be if I go to this level,
Yeah, there was definitely, I can say that there was no intent for education for the video. I can tell you that, at least. I had no intention of explaining anything. I didn't really expect it to be considered a review. I was just going for entertaining, and yeah, clearly that was missed.
Yeah, and see, that's the thing. Go ahead, bud.
A couple of weeks ago, people just, I hate to say this, but it'll go away, but I think people will remember that it happened. From now on, I think if your videos are just good quality, it'll be all right, you know?
Yeah,
I think
absolutely.
As long as you put out a good educational and entertaining video, it'll be all right. It's just that, you know, everyone messes up. So.
Yeah. I mean,
well, yeah, absolutely. Everybody pulls that pecker out and stomps on it. We all do. We all do that dumb thing that we look back and we're like, God, why the hell did I do that? You know, I've done a few. I have one big one and a bunch of little ones that I just look back and I leave the videos up just because, hey, fuck it, man. It's who I am, you know? But at the end of the day, I mean, yeah, we all have I think dumb shit, you know? I mean,
yeah, there's definitely a learning curve in there. And
I think you should
go for it.
I love the Zoom delay. It's awesome.
I've never really used this before. So is there like a huge delay?
It can be, yeah. From one person hearing the next person, sometimes it can.
For once, I'm not the one who sounds like a robot.
Yeah, I noticed.
Well, look at it this way, okay? The direct point for what you're wanting to do is not necessarily educate, but entertain, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of the direct path. I'll tell you a little secret, okay? Something that a lot of reviewers won't tell you. If you educate, you'll entertain yourself in the process.
Absolutely.
I promise you will. It's the strangest thing because when I first got into my channel, all I did was vlogs. I did no reviews of any kind for almost 5 weeks. And I started playing with more devices and I started kind of seeing how they were and I got intrigued by it. So I put myself on the focus of if I can entertain myself by playing with something repeatedly and really finding the maximum output of what a device can do, then maybe other people will be interested in it too. And that's what's happened. You know, if you challenge yourself,
then all of a sudden I realized, hey, that's what it's for.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's like, you know, no, go ahead, Steven.
When you're making videos, I don't know, other viewers don't really ever talk about this. Do you script your stuff or you just let it go free flow?
I free flow, one take, that's it.
So
dude, you can't tell by the way he talks, you know he free flows.
Oh yeah.
I don't give a video was actually scripted, but
that I do. I don't ever write down my stuff, but I feel like sometimes it could be bad, but sometimes it's better because it doesn't feel so scripted, you know, because there's some reviewers that I feel like are scripted and I don't like that. I feel like it should be like very, very fluid, very free, just how it should come off, I guess.
All right. The videos I did, Steven, the easiest way for me was when I did my videos, all I did was I made the large Post-it note. And all I did was write a couple things across it, little subjects that I wanted to touch on, and then I just free flowed and made sure I hit each subject. So it was semi-scripted.
Yeah, like Philly Vape just said. Jared, I remember you saying that you just started using RDAs. I hadn't touched a rebuildable device until just before Thanksgiving, and now I'm doing, you know, parallel series builds. I'm doing quad coil builds. I just pressure myself only on my own challenging. I don't let anybody else tell me what I need to do. I don't let anybody else drive me to say things that I don't need to say. I just look at a device as objectively as I can. And I'll tell you, when I go into into any device, any juice, anything vaping related, I always go into it with a negative approach from the start. And I make that device prove to me that it's worth it every time. I just do.
I agree. Vaping is
actually, yeah, I agree.
Go ahead, Steven. Sorry.
No, I was just going to say I agree with that because when you find a product you really like, going to a new product, it's almost like, man, am I really going to like this or is this thing going to be shit?
Yep.
And then you end up finding a way to like it and then it becomes a video and then it becomes a process and you're like, all right, well, I can show people how to like this or how I feel I like it and how they may like it.
Yeah, like
so
okay,
that's how I look at it sometimes.
The first vertical build device that I did was the Lucid. Okay, never touched one before. And I went into that thinking, okay, I have no idea what the hell I'm getting into. I've never done a vertical build. And I put 14 builds in that thing before I ever did a review. I really did. And that was simply to find every plausible way in every different kind of flavor imaginable. And that was my own dime paying for all the coils, all the cotton, everything. And I wrap my own. So it's just like, I'm sitting here just spending time. I had like 3.5 weeks in that dripper, which is more time than I needed to do. But I really wanted to make sure that the first vertical that I did, I put a ton of time in. And that's exactly how I approached it. The Reverie, I did the same way. But by the time I got to the Reverie, I started teaching myself to press the limits of a device. I absolutely do that. I did like the Zathog. If you guys haven't seen that, I did 7.5 millimeter coils inside it, or 7.2 millimeter coils inside of the Zathog just to get flavor out of it.
Well, I'll to call back to what we were talking about before. It's a journey and always starting something new, because I remember back in 2009 when I started on those Cigalites where you got more juice in your mouth than vapor. And I go to a little vape shop that sells these, and there's this guy on the side, and he turns around and tells me, he goes, "You really want a vape?" And I said, "Sure." He tells me, he goes, "Go over to Lowe's right now." He goes, "And buy yourself a mini Maglite and bring it back here." And he literally modded out mini Maglite with an 18650 in it. And he ripped that whole head apart where the light bulb goes in, flipped it around, turned it into an atomizer. And that was my first real vape, was a converted flashlight. Hence, here we go, giving education to everybody out there. That's why we call them mods, because the original vapes were modified flashlights.
Yeah. Well, okay, like Dakota, honestly.
I've heard.
No. Go ahead, bud. Go ahead.
No, I just heard that they were flashlights before, and I was like, man, that's pretty, like, I don't know, man. I don't know if I'd be ripping apart my flashlight.
That's what you call hardcore vaping.
If you got the Streamlight, you had those little lithium-ion batteries in there. They were awesome.
Yeah. Now, see, here's a little tip that I'll give you, Dakota. Something that's helpful. Okay, it's another one of those things that people won't tell you. Enjoy your mistakes. Okay.
Yeah.
Truly. This one mistake happened to hit somebody who's got a decent following, a very, very dedicated following, and people that swear by what he does for good reason, because he spends a lot of time designing his stuff. On average, I think Stan spends at least 6 or 7 months on the basic designs of any device. So, I mean, he puts a lot of time, and what he does is 3D graphic design. So that's like his employment. So when he comes home, he continues 3D graphic design on mods and addies and stuff. So it's like, knowing that he put that kind of time in, his following is very dedicated to that, because they know he puts his heart and his soul into it. So you happen to tap into the side of a market that went, "Hey, whoa, motherfucker." I mean, that's what they did to you. And it's a lesson to learn, because sometimes it's like we said earlier, it's like you don't really know what's going to happen until the aftermath hits.
Yeah, exactly.
But the silly ass mistakes that you're going to make, all the weird slip up, words, and you're going to try to say voltage and you're going to say wattage. You're going to put the wrong kind of coil in a device. You're going to put some really nasty ass juice and try to vape through it just to get the video done. You're going to do stuff like this.
And you're not going to be able to hide that face.
Right. You're going to sit there and go, I mean,
it's really good.
Yeah, I mean, those are the times, all of those little mistakes that you're going to make, all these mistakes that I've made time and time again, they're all fun. They may not feel like it at the time, and you may feel like you're walking away like somebody castrated you because you made one hell of a mistake. But at the end of it all, if you learn from it, that's the education, though, not the vape, okay? The education and the mistakes actually come in doing the channel. If you educate yourself on how you do things in your channel, you'll end up doing more stuff than you ever planned on. You'll end up having so much more gear than you ever intended to. And you'll end up
already at that point.
Yeah. But I mean, I'm telling you, dude, what you have now, if you grow, if you intend to put yourself out on YouTube and you intend to go about it and really be real and be honest, no matter what your approach is, as long as you keep those two things in mind, that growth alone will just show everyone that sees you that you can be believed, but you have to put yourself into it and educate yourself as you go. Because if you don't, they're going to find your bullshit and they're going to call you on it.
Hell yeah. I always remember some of the worst mistakes make the best stories.
Well, hey, thanks for, always ready for opinions. I absolutely loved hearing any and all forms of criticism, because like you've already said, the only way to do this is by growing.
Yeah.
And it's very important to do so.
Also, don't let it stunt your growth either, man, because you could do funny things. It just doesn't have to be disrespectful, I guess.
Yeah.
And from now on, man, don't second guess yourself because of it, but just kind of think, how am I going to affect this certain group in a bad way? It doesn't, just because you make people angry, that's not a bad thing. But
I piss people off all the time.
Well, that's still, like I said, it wasn't absolutely not the intent.
You know what? If you can figure out how to get everybody to agree with you and like your opinion,
you're a god.
Get into politics.
Right. No, dude, you know what? I've pissed people off. I've pissed people off enough that I've gotten death threats, and I've given them my address. I don't care. I don't give a shit. I go about it a very no-nonsense approach. Not everybody's like me, but
See, and that's kind of like, I mean, I am familiar with your channel, Jared, and a lot of the reviews that I watch now come from you guys. And that's kind of what I was going for. I was trying to follow more of like the edgy type video, but like you said there, it's the second guessing that comes into play. That time I didn't second guess myself and just kind of assumed, oh, whatever, it's going to come across as funny. Everybody's going to like that, blah, blah, blah. I didn't really think of how Stan would feel about it. And
well, you know, you want to hear something funny?
What?
The guy that I'm watching on this Zoom panel right now, if that guy that I'm seeing right now would have done that review, you wouldn't have had backlash.
Agreed. If you
wouldn't have gone for that extra edgy step, I think if you would have just absolutely been yourself and given your honest opinion at that time, even if it would have come off uneducated, not really knowing verticals so much, at that point, people can accept that. People can say, okay, well, you know, he sounds like he doesn't quite know what he's talking about with this dripper, but I can at least respect his opinion because he's got balls enough to come on camera and do it. You know, if this guy right here that I'm looking at would have shown up on that video, I think it would have been a whole lot of a different ball game for you.
Yeah. Okay. Well, thank you once again. I always appreciate any sort of criticism, but the entire thing I was trying to go for is when I do videos, at least I try to focus on the education aspect of it. And in doing so, I've been told that my videos are too boring. And so that video was an attempt at creating entertainment from it.
Fuck that. Be boring, man. People will come.
Exactly. People are going to be. When I first started, trust me, you hear things that are very disheartening, but you just gotta brush it off, man. Because you'll definitely. When I first started looking back at my old videos, man, and like I said, my channel's not that old, but my older videos, I'm like, yeah, that's not a good video. But man, it happens, you know. So
I was sitting there wondering how many times I said or in the middle of a sentence.
Yeah, I think I've posted just shy of 760 videos inside of a year. Yeah, no kidding. I've posted that many videos inside of a year. I can go back to January and hate myself because it's just like, what the fuck was I talking about? You know?
Yeah, it's to the point where I can't watch my old videos because I'm like, what are you doing?
Yeah, you know, watch your video 3 times. Every time you post a video, watch it 3 times only, and don't ever go back to it. The reason being is because those 3 times will teach you the 3 major things in the video that you hated that you did. And as long as you just keep it to a few times, walk the fuck away and move on, you'll educate yourself on what you don't want to do next time and how you want to approach it differently. After you do enough, after you do enough videos, it just becomes second nature. You just don't even think about it. You just get on camera. You're like, "What's up, bitches? I got this." You know.
Well, hopefully at some point. I mean,
not only that, but you know what? You'll realize that you may not like your videos, but people do. You know, because sometimes it's weird watching yourself. You know, I guess that watch it 3 times is good advice because after that, you're just going to be critiquing the hell out of yourself.
Yeah.
So it's just let it
you
go.
Don't want to dwell on it.
See, I made the worst mistake I made, very first video I made. I said, hey, my name's Bill Cooper. If you don't know who I am, you probably don't hang out in the vape groups pretty much. And you know what? It was meant to be a joke because a lot of people know who I am. And I got like 3 emails right away going, wow, what kind of douchebag are you? You know,
oh, yeah.
Everybody should know you.
Oh, yeah. For the first 4 months my channel was going, I got repeatedly told that I shouldn't be on YouTube. It's like, whatever, dude. Kiss my ass.
That's where I'm at now.
Hey, man, someone told me I was like watching their mom do video reviews. So, you know, I guess their mom has a dick and a goatee. So, you know,
that's just exactly. See, that's how it is.
Well, I hate to cut you guys off, but I do got to head back out to the front of the shop. Very nice.
Oh, fine. Go back to work.
I got to, man. Thank you, everybody, for the criticism and all of the tips and everything like that. And once again, Stan, I know you're still here. I do apologize. I actually have ended up liking the Reverie a little more than I did. To be fair, though, still just going to say it, the Dreamer, best mech mod I've ever seen. So respect where respect is deserved. But
hey, Dakota, just remember, just be real, brother. That's all it takes.
Awesome. Well, thanks, man. You guys have an enjoyable rest of the live stream. I'm going to toss it over to Jacoby real quick. He wanted to mention something real quick since Stan's watching.
Hello, Stan.
Stan, you sexy bastard.
I'm going to have to get with Stan. I got a design for a RDA that I want to get out.
Hey, guys.
What's up?
I'm the kid in the intro who decided to spit in that.
Yeah, how's that saliva production working?
Terrible.
Got a little dry mouth going on lately.
A little dry for sure. I just want to say it definitely was a little over the top. It was a spur of the moment thing. I just got kind of thrown into it. I was like, let's do this. I have used the Reverie. I am not the greatest fan, but I don't think it's the worst RDA ever in existence, and I think we can all agree on that one.
Kind of losing you.
Oh, you losing me? Can you hear me now? A little better?
A little bit.
A little bit. All right.
Yeah, it's been coming and going. It's fine.
Coming and going. Okay. But just to stand watching, I just want to apologize for that little over the top, and you are a legend, and thank you for giving us the opportunity to review your stuff. We really appreciate it. And again, sorry for being over the top, but cooler things to come, and we appreciate you guys. So I'm going to hand it back over to Eric. I got to go finish closing the shop, but stay awesome.
All right, Bubba.
See ya.
Well, you're a lot better at social media managing than I am, Jared.
Hey, by the way, I had a really quick request from somebody. Cleto Pro. Okay.
What?
Cleto Pro sub-ohm tank. Now, a lot of people haven't mentioned this in the review, and I found it by accident. It has a fill cap.
Oh, wow.
What? That's nice.
Yeah, it isn't a top threat like everybody thought. It's actually got a fill cap. I found it by accident 2 days ago.
Hey,
Please tell me.
When you said that you don't build RDAs anymore, what are you even using?
Who, me?
Yeah.
No, I build RDAs.
You said that you weren't building or something like earlier.
No.
Well, what did you? You said that you weren't doing maybe.
I didn't start building RDAs until late November. Like up until that point, I was nothing but sub-ohm tank and stuff like that. Yeah, I just jumped headfirst into it and sorted it out, and that's kind of where I've landed.
I got a question for you, Jared.
Actually, that's.
I kind of lost you there, Stephen. What'd you say?
I was going to say, I think for someone who's just learning how to build, I think that's the best way to do it. I mean, that's what I did too. So.
Yeah, I swore I'd never
didn't like sub-ohm tanks that much.
Yeah, I swore I'd never do rebuildables. I swore I'd never touch a mech. I swore all sorts of things. And the vaping industry itself and the vaping gear is just so revolutionary at all times, especially when you're first learning it, that you just can't say never. You know.
I only got one silly question.
I agree.
On that Cleto Pro, please tell me they brought back the 0.4 ohm coil.
I believe actually. Well, let me put it this way: the Cleto coils fit it.
Oh, all right, because I love those original 0.4 ohm coils.
Yeah, but I'm going to tell you right now, if you like the original Cleto, the mesh coil that's in this thing is mind-blowing.
Really?
Yeah, and now that it's broke in, I can officially say this thing is better than the Horizon Tech Falcon, and that's been my favorite sub-ohm tank.
Wow. I wanted to point out real quick, I saw somebody in the comments who asked who Jacoby was. Jacoby was in the intro with Dakota, and he was like begging for weeks to also, or for a week now almost or whatever, to also apologize to Stan. And I'm like, dude, that was Dakota's review. You were in the intro with him, but he really wanted to. So he was waiting outside the door the whole time to be able to apologize too. So that's who he was. And he was in the video for like 3 seconds, but he wanted to be able to do it too. So.
Well, just you gotta screw with him about one thing. Just tell him spitting's quitting.
I will do it.
Real quick, Eric, I got to give a shout out. That's my son Billy right there in the comments.
Shout out to Billy
Cooper.
Hey, what's up, man? How you doing?
Hey, son.
Spitting is quitting, Billy.
Spitting it.
Hey, we got about 5 minutes left here. I was trying to look into the comments and see if there was anything people were asking that we could cover up real quick here. Yeah, that was. I just want to say, from an outsider's perspective, for that 20 minutes or so where I got to sit on the sidelines and not be in the. That was great, guys. That was great. And you know what? I hope that someday other new reviewers go watch this because you guys really educated him, and I really appreciate it. That was great. I'm glad you got
the best thing of it is, like I was.
Yeah, go ahead, bud.
Steve?
I felt like I didn't really know what the hell was going on because I never saw the video, but I tried to help him out, man. I mean, that's the best advice I could give from not seeing the video. So, you know.
And I look at it this way. There's always two ways to approach it. The initial knee-jerk reaction is to freak the fuck out, scream, cuss, threaten his life, all sorts of bullshit, which isn't going to do anything but make it a much more unconstructive situation. Or you can take the time to actually approach it constructively in an educated fashion and just approach it and say, hey, dude, you fucked up. What have you learned?
Right.
How can you better yourself from this point on? The mistakes made, people saw it. It is what it is.
And we will be
that's the best way.
I'm going to give the warning that because we want him to learn from it, it will be posted back up, but not until his update is up.
It absolutely. Yeah. And you know what? I swear to God, that is the absolute best approach. What I would do is in the description of the old one, just put the link to the new update. So that way, if somebody catches it, they'll see it there. I would put the link in the description and then pin the link in the comments as well.
Even make a comment in the video of letting them know it's in the comments.
Wait, is the old video still up?
No, I mean, I put it on. I got on there and pulled it down as soon as I saw it and saw what was
damage control.
Yeah. Well, and the intention the whole time was for him to do a. Well, I reached out to Travis from JMT Elite, who I talked to and who was on our show last week, and I said, look, he did these builds in it, and I wanted to get Travis's pictures of his builds to show him, and we also got a couple build pictures from a few other people. One of the managers at Phoenix emailed us a build picture of something he did in it. And so that's kind of how he did it. And he watched those pictures. He actually emailed Stan and apologized then and got pictures from Stan. He tried a few more builds. And then once he did it, he still said, I'm not going to ruin his review, but it changed the original review a lot. He bumped it from a lower tier to an above average. So we'll say that.
Hey, can I ask you one thing before the video, before we're done?
What?
I wanted to say something to the subscribers who watch me a lot. Because are we ending this at 10? Is that what you said?
Well, 7 my time, yeah.
Yes.
Sounds fair.
Oh, yeah. 10 here. But I wanted to say I just hit 500 subscribers, so I wanted to give something away, maybe next live feed or just something to show appreciation for, hitting 500 for me is a, landmark, I guess. So
it is.
I'd like to give some stuff away.
Yeah, 500 is definitely a monumental time, man.
Yeah.
So
for this live feed,
maybe next live feed, something away.
For this live feed, before we go, I'll actually I'll redo the giveaway that we tried on the last one. I have a brand new GR1 still in the package. It's still wrapped.
How are we going to
I wrote a number on this Post-it note.
Oh.
It's going to be under 30. Whoever gets that, whoever writes that number, and I'll hold it up here so you know it's not a cheat. Whoever gets that number gets the GR1. They can email me their address, and I'll ship it out to them.
And I wanted to say too, Philly 215, I believe it is, if you're watching. Steve did give me your shipping information. I need you to email me, eric@phoenixvapor.com, and tell me your nick strength. And
under 30.
Go ahead and resend your address to me as well, so I can get the bottle from the show when we gave away the bottle. Another thing I just want to say, the managers at Phoenix did not like the video either. They immediately emailed when they saw it and said, Eric, make sure that gets taken down until he gives a correct review. And I want to appreciate everybody for joining. Again, Jared, the man, the preacher, my brother from another mother in just an hour already. So.
Well, I'll tell you guys this. Anytime you guys want to chit chat with me, man, don't ever hesitate to email me or message me on Facebook or whatever, man. I mean, I'm always game to chit chat with anybody. So I really am.
We appreciate it.
Hey, it was nice to meet you, man. You seem like a really cool dude, so.
Thank you. You too, sir.
And then I guess, did anybody get your number yet, Bill?
609. Somebody from South Jersey?
You got
Wait, what are they guessing?
a number under 30.
Someone's got to guess the number on the back of this Post-it note, and they get the GR1. Under 30.
77.
Hey, Eric, Philly was asking for your email again.
Oh, Philly, I'm going to put it in the Eric, ERIC at phoenixvapor.com. I know it's backwards, but PHOENIX vapor.com, and it's vapor with an O.
Vapor.
Vapor.
Wait, I gotta go now.
Okay. Are you watching the comments, Bill? Because there's lots of numbers out there.
Yeah, I'm watching the comments.
You got
nobody yet. There it is.
You got
Stevie J.
Stevie J.
Stevie J, one of my guys.
Is it backwards? It was 15. I didn't write it backwards on the Post-it note. Sorry about the camera.
Nope, it's good.
All right, Stevie J. Yeah, hit me up on Facebook, same name, or message me through YouTube.
Cool. All right. We're signing out unless anybody has more preaching to do to teach some of our young children of this universe. I'm just kidding. All right, guys. Thanks, everybody, for watching.
Don't step on it.
Don't step on peckers. That's the lesson we learned. Adios.